pass and the isolation plus the lack of anything to do starts to take its toll on David, who is slowly losing his mind. One afternoon while fishing with his son, Cliff receives an emergency report about an airlock issue. When he gets to the station, he finds David locked up in a room in an entranced state, almost as if he is trying to jeopardize the mission or end things for himself. Cliff forces the door open and immediately checks on his friend, but David says he's okay. When he returns to Earth, Cliff shares his worries with Lana. If David does something to ruin the mission, Cliff will suffer the consequences too and maybe even die. Lana suggests that he should let David use Cliff's link for just an hour so he could catch a break from the isolation and breathe some fresh air, but to keep all of this from Henry. Later Cliff returns to the station and while they go over the routine checks, Cliff offers David to use his link. David immediately accepts, but Cliff first goes back to tell Lana that David is coming, so she should be kind to him. Afterward, Cliff uses his tag and sends David to his replica. Once on Earth, David has to take a moment to get used to this new body. Lane gives him a warm welcome and takes him for a walk through the forest, showing him her favorite spot next to a huge tree. David takes in the sights and sounds, marveling at various insects, the air, and even the touch of leaves. It's all too much and he ends up crying, so Lana hugs him to comfort him. After they come back, David takes an extra look at the house while Henry watches from inside. When David returns to the ship, he thanks Cliff for the experience. While Cliff goes home, David is already feeling a bit better and his old inspiration comes back for him to start sketching again. A few days pass and when Cliff comes back to the station, David shows him a drawing he made of the house, which impresses Cliff with how accurate it is when David is working from memory. David points out that if the family buys some oils, he could do a complete painting as a thank you gift. Of course he would need to share the link again for that, and he understands if Cliff doesn't want to. Cliff promises to think about it and returns home to discuss the details with Lana, promising it would only be an hour once a week. At first Lana is hesitant, but Cliff points out that painting could be the therapy David needs, so in the end Lana agrees. The next time David wakes up on Earth, Lana has prepared a whole art setup plus a record player